Welcome back to Reimagine 2020. I'm Yonah Hochhauser, and today I'm glad to be joined by Merrick Theobald, VP of Marketing at BitPay, and Dan Sapoznikov, President at AdGate Media. Dan and Merrick, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Thank you, Yonah.
Right. Well, Merrick, we'll start with you first. You want to give the audience a little background about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. So, Yonah, as you said, I'm Merrick Theobald. I am Vice President of Marketing for BitPay. I've been in the financial technology industry for nearly 25 years, so I've seen a lot of changes over the years. Originally started with a small company called CheckFree here in the United States. Was with them for about 9 to 10 years when we were acquired by a company you might know, Fiserv, which is now a much larger company, global company. Shortly after that, I was an initial member of a small company called iSend. We were a international top-up global cross-border payment company, grew that company, and then sold that to our largest competitor 5 years later, where we then in turns turned it into another company, Bilmo, which was a financial application, a financial money transfer and digital wallet. After leaving Bilmo, I joined BitPay. So I have been with BitPay just under a year, have been following crypto payments since the beginning, blockchain payments since the beginning, and I'm excited to be with BitPay and the future of crypto payments.
Mm-hmm. And Dan, you want to give us a little background about who you are, and you work for AdGate Media. I'm not familiar with them as a blockchain company. What are you doing at this conference?
Sure, yeah, I'm actually not from the blockchain world. I'm the co-founder and president of AdGate Media. I've been in the online advertising space for about 15 years now, and I've been running AdGate Media for the last 10 years. So to give a bit of background on AdGate, it's an ad tech platform that's focused on rewarded advertising. So we help websites and app developers earn money by offering an alternative to in-app purchases. And our ads give users the ability to earn in-app purchases by taking surveys, trying new apps, and signing up for special offers. So I'm familiar with crypto, but I wouldn't call myself a huge enthusiast. I kind of got pushed into this world mainly because of the demand from our publishers. We have some publishers who either use crypto to purchase digital goods, which they then reward their users with, or in some cases, we have publishers who actually run crypto rewards websites where users complete offers and then get rewarded with cryptocurrency. So our publishers wanted a way for us to pay them in crypto, and that's kind of what pushed us into this world.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I love to see because I speak to a lot of people at these conferences, and a lot of times people are here for ideological reasons. Principally, they want freedom and they're anarchists. But I like seeing when economic incentives, when blockchain is just the better solution, that brings people in. So Merrick, you work at BitPay, and from what I understand, BitPay helps spread the adoption of crypto. What is going on here? What is BitPay helping out AdGate for?
Absolutely. So historically, and first of all, we are about to celebrate our 10-year anniversary next summer. So we have been in the crypto business almost since the inception. Our founders founded it back in, that would be 2011, summer of 2011. So historically, we have been involved helping companies, specifically merchants, with the acceptance of crypto. But this is the first time that we are going to also allow companies or help companies with paying out crypto. It could be to employees, it could be to publishers, like in Dan's case, affiliates, any demographic that you want to send or pay out crypto to. So not only are we helping companies with the acceptance of crypto now, but we are also helping companies paying out in crypto, which seems to be a great method.
Mm-hmm. And Dan, for viewers that are watching this who are familiar with blockchain but might not be familiar with the online marketing space, what is the unique challenges that your company faces that blockchain and crypto actually addresses? There obviously, like you mentioned, was demand for it, but what is unique to your sphere that actually creates this demand?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's definitely some uniqueness in the fact that we are focused on rewarded advertising, and like I said, that kind of attracts a certain type of publisher who, in some cases, if you're running like a rewarded crypto website where you complete offers and you earn crypto, that's definitely unique. But then, of course, there's publishers all over the world, some which, for whatever reason may not have the same access to banking that, we have here in the US. Others who could simply, again, like you said, ideologically, really like Bitcoin and just prefer to get paid in it. So we work with really a wide range of publishers, and each have their own preferences. And we found that once we started offering crypto payments, a lot of them, were quick to adopt it. They were very happy, with that payment solution as opposed to traditional wire or PayPal or direct deposit.
Mm-hmm. And Merrick, is this? I believe it's called BitPay Send. Is the new name of this solution or product? Is this available only to businesses, or is this also available to all BitPay users?
So this is meant for businesses, large organizations, but there's a variety of different use cases that this can be used for. We talked about publishers. There's affiliates. You could pay your affiliate network. You can settle with marketplace sellers if you're a large organization with marketplace sellers. You could issue rewards or refunds if you need to do that. We use it at BitPay for payroll. So a lot of us actually put a little bit of our payroll into Bitcoin, and that's how we do it through BitPay Send. So a variety of use cases, but it is meant for companies or large organizations.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dan, you're running a company, and as anyone who runs a company, especially a tech company, they know that when you want to integrate new systems, new infrastructure, it could be a major headache. You have to deal with training your employees how to use it and bugs and integrating into the new system. How has that process been? This is a totally new technology for you guys. Was this a major overhaul of your system, or was it easier to implement?
So to give some background, we've actually been sending crypto payments to our publishers since 2017. So we've tried a number of solutions already at this point. Switching to BitPay Send, was an active, choice on our part, looking for a better solution than one that already existed. Which I can actually say there aren't really any existing solutions like BitPay Send, which is one of the reasons we integrated with them. As far as the actual integration process, one of the reasons we did move forward with BitPay was because their team was so good at basically communicating the entire process to us and essentially holding our hand during the entire integration, which was very helpful. As far as what training on our side, the integration was done in such a way that it's literally a click of a button. So there was, the training is very straightforward. It's not something that really needed a lot of time, from an organizational level to work on. Most of the time was spent on the integration. But with that said, that's something any organization would have to do when implementing a new solution. With that said, the integration we did with BitPay was much easier than what we were doing beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Now, Merrick, a lot of people, when I hear of solutions like this, my first instinct is, I already know how to send Bitcoin. If someone wants Bitcoin from me, I ask them for their wallet address, and then I go into whatever wallet I have, and I send them Bitcoin. What is BitPay and BitPay Send? What kind of value is it giving me here? If I'm able to already use the Bitcoin network just to send Bitcoin when I want.
So for an organization like AdGate Media, it's a simple batch process. So they just upload the email address of the individual that they want to send crypto to, in this case, Bitcoin. We just need the amount in fiat. In this case, it's USD. And that's all that's required on our end. They can add a special description. So if it's for a week ending or a pay period ending or for an invoice, they also have the capability of adding that description into it. But after that, we check our system to see if anybody in our system has already registered with that email address. If so, there's a notification within their dashboard, their personal dashboard, that they have AdGate Media wanting to send them money. And all they have to do is accept that invitation, and then they are already set up for that. If they are not a member, a user of BitPay today, we will send them a communication saying that AdGate Media wants them to receive money or wants to send them money. And all they have to do is go through the quick registration process that we have, and then they can accept that money and receive that money from AdGate Media. Doesn't matter where they have a wallet from. They could still have their personal wallet wherever they have that, but now they can receive crypto payments from AdGate Media.
Mm-hmm. And so, Dan, you said that you guys are already dealing with or sending crypto since 2017. But if you were someone, through your experience with this product, if you were someone who didn't even know crypto at all, and you didn't own any crypto, and you had no idea what crypto was, would you still be able to use this and send to your vendors and to your clients just as easily? I mean, do you need any actual crypto knowledge to utilize this?
No, and that's obviously one of the benefits. To answer your previous question to Merrick, also I'd like to chime in. Why don't we just basically purchase crypto and send it ourselves? Part of the reason is we're not a crypto company. We're an ad tech company, so we want to focus primarily on ad technology, not on dealing with crypto. And that's one of the pain points BitPay solves. But also, sort of, when you're sending a large volume of money through a channel, you kind of want someone at the other end who can pick up the phone and answer any questions you might have in case something does go wrong. One of the other criteria for us was we wanted a company with U.S. presence. It's similar for the same reason. So there's some sort of legal accountability in the off chance that something does not go the way it's supposed to go. And then also, one thing that BitPay does, which some of our other providers didn't do, is BitPay also does its own KYC checks. We do our own on our end, but it does give us a bit of a relief knowing that BitPay is also checking on their end to make sure the payment's going to John Doe, not Jane Smith. When they claim they're one person and not another.
Yeah, and so Merrick, is this solution already live? I mean, is this was AdGate a test, or is this live and any business who wants could actually contact BitPay and use it?
So it is live. I won't say AdGate was a test, but they were our launch partner. So we are now live with this product, and anybody that has interest in it can certainly reach out to BitPay, and we will have those discussions. And I wanted to continue on with what Dan was saying about the compliance component of it too. Is BitPay is registered in the United States. We are legally allowed to operate in the United States. We do KYC, as he mentioned. We also do AML, OFAC checking. So we do everything that is required by the United States. And as you know, the United States has probably some of the most stringent compliance programs in place when you look at the entire world. So we're licensed in all the states that we need to be licensed in. And then we're also having communications with the other states that don't have those requirements today, but could have them in the future. So we have a very strong compliance and regulatory department, and we're proud of that.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of scale are we talking about here? If a corporation wants to now start, paying their payroll in Bitcoin, I have 50 employees, and whatever, my employees are big believers in Bitcoin. Can I now utilize this to pay my payroll in Bitcoin?
Absolutely. You have to be a company or a large organization. And the great thing about it is too, you could pay 100% of your payroll in Bitcoin, or you can pay 1% of your payroll or to that individual in Bitcoin. It can vary by the individual. Some individuals want all of their money in Bitcoin, where some individuals kind of want to get started and get their feet wet. So they'll do 1%. So it can vary by individual. You can change it each week as long as it's incorporated into the batch file that's being uploaded. That's the most important part on our end. So it's an easy process to get integrated, to get set up. So yeah, we're happy to move forward with any company that shows interest in this. And the best part is it's amazing across border. So if you are dealing with individuals, contractors, affiliates, anybody that is cross border, it's a great product for that.
Mm-hmm. And what cryptocurrencies are supported? Is it just Bitcoin?
Currently today, it's just Bitcoin. But in our future releases, we will be adding other coins, as we do with our acceptance program. So any coin that we have with our acceptance program will also be part of BitPay Send on future releases. But today it's just Bitcoin, which is most of the market anyways.
And Dan, have you gotten any feedback from from your vendors or from the advertisers or publishers, whoever you're sending Bitcoin to? Have you got any feedback from them, or is it so seamless they don't even realize that you started using a different service?
We did get some feedback. Yeah, it is a bit of a different process since they now have to enter a BitPay email and they have to sign up with BitPay. We were surprised that a good number of them, especially the larger publishers, we had already had a BitPay account. As far as signing up, it's very straightforward. So we saw over the couple of weeks since we integrated, a number of them have made a BitPay account and verified it. There's always kind of a vocal minority that does complain when things change. But in general, the acceptance has been pretty good.
And Merrick, this is to you. In last week, or it might have been 2 weeks at this point, PayPal made headlines that they are accepting the buying and selling of cryptocurrencies. Does this affect a BitPay at all? I mean, on one hand, PayPal is a major company, but on the other hand, they don't actually allow you to hold your private keys. So do you guys view yourselves as competitors to PayPal now in this space, or you guys are offering a totally different product?
So, I mean, you could look at it both ways. You definitely could say that we are competitors, but there's also opportunities for BitPay to partnership with PayPal. PayPal is amazing at what they do, but right now they really aren't a crypto company, much like BitPay is absolutely a crypto company. So there are definitely ways for BitPay and PayPal to partner, and maybe that will happen. But likewise, it just shows that cryptocurrency or crypto payments, blockchain payments, is going mainstream. So not just PayPal, but a couple weeks before that, you also heard about how Square bought Bitcoin. So more and more large companies are recognizing that Bitcoin and crypto payments is valuable and it's going mainstream. So by PayPal getting into this, it just validates what we already knew for the past 10 years.
And how does BitPay Send integrate into your current offerings as well? So if I'm a company that's using BitPay to actually receive crypto, how does it integrate into the BitPay Send that actually sending crypto?
So great question there. If you are currently receiving money from us, payments from us, crypto payments from us, that means you've already gone through a registration process. You've already gone through a compliance check. All your documentation is checked out. It is extremely easy to add BitPay Send if you have a need or a use case to send crypto payments to anybody. So it's an easy setup for them. They'll have an account executive or someone within BitPay that can walk them through this. But again, they've already done the legwork. There is a little bit more that has to be done because now that you're sending money, you do have to add money to your account, or at least make sure that you have money in your account to fund those requests. But other than that, everything else is done.
Now, Dan, this one's for you. I know personally, when I'm dealing with crypto, and I know a lot of people share this feeling, it could be, depending on your jurisdiction, it could be a bit of a headache tax-wise, and accounting. How do I file this? When you told your accountants that you were going to be starting to implement this, were they really, really pissed off and upset that they're going to have a headache? Or how much of a headache is this for your yearly reporting?
Not a headache at all. One of the solutions we were looking for is basically we don't want to buy and hold crypto. We want to make sure we purchase the crypto at the moment we send it. Gets rid of any potential fluctuation, and then the publisher also knows exactly how much they're getting at the time that we send the payment. But it hasn't been an issue. We collect the required tax forms from all our publishers, and it just included whatever the value of the Bitcoin was at the time of purchase. That's the amount that if they're based in the US, we then send a 1099 at the end of the year to the IRS, and if they're based outside of the US, it's just something we record in our own records. But it hasn't been an issue at all. Very straightforward.
And you mentioned this price volatility, that the price does change quite drastically. So I imagine that the deals that you make, and I understand this is private, you don't have to answer it, but I imagine that most people who are using this would set a dollar amount of Bitcoin they're going to pay rather than a set amount of Bitcoin they're going to pay.
Right. Yeah. So we only pay out in US dollar, if that makes sense. So when we send the payment, we do the conversion at the time of payment. So if we tell a publisher, we're gonna pay them $1,000 on this day, we buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin on that day, and that's when they're sending. And that's what BitPay essentially offers us.
Mm-hmm. And
right.
now,
and
go ahead.
I was going to add on to that, Yonah. So the great thing about BitPay is technically a company doesn't have to buy, manage, or hold crypto. We manage all of the volatility and all of the risk of crypto. So if it drops dramatically, we're very good. We've been in the business again for almost 10 years. So we know when to sell the crypto, when to exchange the crypto. We have a team of people that is responsible for that. So that's the best part about any organization, whether you're accepting or want to accept crypto, or now with BitPay Send want to pay out with crypto, is you really never have to buy it, manage it, handle it, hold it. It's all done by BitPay.
Mm-hmm. And this product that you guys developed, was this based off a need that you heard from your current customers, from your regular BitPay customers that were saying, hey, we love the fact that we can accept Bitcoin, but we want an ability to send Bitcoin with the same level of professionalism and efficiency that we've seen from you guys so far?
Yeah, absolutely. It started a couple of different ways. One was through customer request, but two was employee requests. So we initially launched it with BitPay employees. And again, I mentioned that earlier. That's how we get paid out in Bitcoin. You don't have to do it. You don't have to participate in it. But those that do love it and like it. And then the other one is there are actual organizations out there, different verticals, businesses, that if they receive cryptocurrency, if someone needs to be paid out in cryptocurrency or be paid out, they have to be paid out in the same currency that they received it in. So there is actually a need in some verticals to actually have this product so that they can pay out in Bitcoin because they accepted Bitcoin as a funding option or a deposit option. So some verticals, it's required by their jurisdiction, by their country, by their laws. But then there were other requests, much like Dan, and being able to pay out his publishers.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dan, you mentioned that already some of your publishers requested that you pay them in Bitcoin, but are there instances, especially when you're dealing with publishers who cross borders, sending remittances across borders can be quite expensive using traditional fiat rails. Have you considered, or has this inspired you to then start going to publishers, certain publishers who are international, and say, hey, do you want to start getting paid in Bitcoin?
No, we haven't quite done that. I mean, we prefer to kind of not take a stance on any particular payment method. Ultimately, I think what happens is the publisher, for the most part, bears most of the cost in accepting a payment in whatever format they choose. So we don't want to push publishers one way or another. We don't want to seem like we have a horse in the race. So they can look at all the fees associated with each payment, and they choose the one that makes most sense for them. And there's definitely a good, I think, dollar range where BitPay definitely does make a lot of sense for them, for some of our publishers.
Yeah. Now, last question before I let you go, because the time is running out, but Merrick is biased. I'm not going to ask him. Dan, this one's to you. You're coming from outside the crypto sphere, from out, you weren't really invested or interested in crypto. And now you're just using it as a solution, as a tool and means to an end for your business. Has your experience here with BitPay Send, has this changed your views on crypto? I mean, not that you had negative views before it, but has this maybe shined a light on the potential for this new technology that, maybe you view it in a more optimistic light?
That's a big question. I'm not entirely sure how to answer. I have mixed feelings on the crypto space in general, to be honest. There's definitely practical uses for it, as you can see what we're doing now. But there's also, in my opinion, quite a lot of speculation in the space. So it's hard for me to say. I mean, without a doubt, there's practical uses for Bitcoin. Whether that justifies, the current price of Bitcoin, that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother question. Probably I shouldn't get into, but yeah, I mean, it's something we've been doing, we've been using, we understand the use case of it. And there's definitely, especially I think, cross-border payments, especially in particular countries where banking might be a bit more difficult to get access to, or where the fees are just simply too high, or when you're trying to send a payment for a certain value where the banking fees just don't make sense, especially from US to basically anywhere else in the world where why it can cost like $45 or so. There's a lot of times where Bitcoin does make sense. So whether I'm more optimistic about it than I was, maybe 6 years ago or something, yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say I am.
Yeah, well, luckily you have an amazing solution right now like BitPay Send, where even if you don't want to deal with Bitcoin, you don't believe in Bitcoin, you think it's speculative and a bubble, luckily you got the solution that allows you to still utilize the pros while keeping hands off and staying away from exposure. So Dan and Merrick, I really thank you guys for taking the time here. Merrick, really interesting new product out there. And Dan, we'll make you a believer one day. For all of us here at Reimagine 2020, I'm Yonah Hochhauser. Thanks for watching.